Hey everybody, it's Amy. Welcome to Make It Monday. Hey everybody, it's all about doing a kind of a faux double ruffle. Now, we've been doing some pillows lately. We're getting ready to do on September 22nd our pillow workshop. The design, everything's available at amysews.com if you want to. The class is free, but if you want the design, that's where you can find it at amysews.com. So we're going to talk about, this is a very simple pillow. And one of the things I teach in the class is how to get these perfectly square corners so you don't have these funky dog ears when you make a pillow. So with that, there's a lot of things you can add, and ruffles is one of them. And I know ruffled pillows are kind of like so 80s, right? But the ruffles are back. Everything is back, right? So once we've had it before, we can do it again. Hello, Miss Elaine. So let's head over to the sewing machine. I have my Janome M16 set up, M17, sorry, set up for using the ruffler. And let me show you what those feet and everything are all about. Okay, so here is the Janome ruffler. Hold on. And I'm going to get some stuff out of the way. Sorry. So this double ruffle, right, is kind of a faux double ruffle because you can see I have this beautiful bound edge. But here's the thing, I didn't bind it. I used two different pieces of fabric to make this faux ruffle. So when you're adding this on your pillows or embellishing things, we're just going to pretend here for a minute. So when you put this on, you can see you have an extra accent to your pillows, whatever you want to add ruffles to. So you can see this is, again, I'm on my Janome, but these rufflers have not changed in a million years. Whoops, sorry. Oh my gosh, what am I doing today? There's kind of these big super claws. It looks kind of dinosaurish. All right, let me take one out of the package. I'll take off the machine. So this is what the ruffler looks like. It's scary, right? So, but you have a couple adjustments. You have this upper adjustment. It just picks up and moves over on the pin. And what those numbers are in relationship to how many stitches before it takes a pleat. So this is set up as 1, 6, and 12. And then this notch right here lets you just do some straight sewing without it. And then you have an adjustment screw here in the back. And that screw is how deep the claw, as I call it, right? This little pusher feature, sorry. This little pusher feature is like a little raptor claw that kind of shoves the fabric through as it is stitching. And then you have some guides along the way. Now this snaps on. This claw right here goes on your needle screw. Okay. So we just put the foot on, we snap it on just like we normally snap on all our feet. But this has to be on your needle screw. You have this back screw, that is depth of the pleat or the ruffle. This is how many stitches per ruffle. This little pin right here that moves with these numbers. There's this little star. When this is moved over here, it will not gather at all. So you can do a straight stitch with this machine, with this foot on, just to kind of help, you don't have to take it on and off to do a straight stitch. But mine's is set up every 6 stitches, it will take a little push on the fabric and make a little pleat. Now, what else determines how your ruffles are is how tight your stitch length is. So if every 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a chunk, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it does a pleat, my stitch length is 2.5. If my stitch length was 3, they'd be further apart. If my stitch length was 1, they would be right on top of each other. So there's a couple adjustments for that. But how did we make this beautiful kind of faux double ruffle? It's so simple. So I have 2 pieces of fabric. I'm in fall sewing mode right now. I love fall decorating. I love fall everything. That's kind of my jam. I'm very much a fall person. I love sweatshirt. I love fall. In Western Pennsylvania, it's beautiful. So I took 2 pieces of fabric, 2 different widths. This is a 4-inch piece and this is a 3-inch piece, right? And I did them as with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. Okay, so I just sewed 2 strips together. Now you can play with the widths if you want. So this is what, even though there's more of the tan fabric, you see that goes to the front. So I'm just seeing like a 3/4-inch strip. So if I want this to be 8 inches and 6 inches, you're going to have to play a little bit to kind of find the look that you're looking for. So right sides together, you're going to sew your strips together. Then when you open them up, you're going to fold them wrong sides together, and then you're going to press it. Okay. Now you can see my measurements were a little bit different here. I guess they're about the same, right? So your biggest piece is your backing and your accent. So if I would have wanted this little diamond print, I would have made this the biggest piece. So whatever the biggest piece is, that is your accent. I know that sounds counterintuitive. And then I went ahead and I top stitched, edge stitched. And I mean like tiny, tiny edge stitched on the edge of that. I think it gives it a little more finished look, right? And then you have this seam right here. This is the perfect opportunity for like a couched piece of yarn or something to add one more dimension. So let's go ahead and ruffle. So my stitch length, I did not press this, and I didn't top stitch it. My stitch length is 2.5, and my little adjustment up here is on number 6. So every 6 stitches, it's going to take a pleat, or you could call it a ruffle. Now I could do a 2-hour class just on using the ruffler. So there's a little split right here. I'm just going to slide my fabric through. And there are ways to do this where you can ruffle onto flat fabric. Like I said, it goes on and on. This little adjustment here, there's a screw in the back. So if you need this as a guide, you can move this left or right. But I'm just going to use my eyeballs. And I started in about 1 inch because you're going to want to be able to finish the edge of your ruffle, like turning the raw edges. So all I'm going to do is I have it tucked underneath there. There's a little fingered claw. It's going to come back and push, come back and push. So here we go. I'm going to do nice and slow. And you can see this piece moving. That is making the claw. Of course, you got to pay attention to keep your raw edges together. And get the nice even pace. So this is what it looks like every 6 stitches. So now I'm going to move this notch, and I'm going to move it to do it every, what's it say, every 12 stitches. And the reason why you want to press this and make this, see how this is starting to buckle a little bit? Always do that prep work first. Now you can see it's only going half. So it's really not doing much of anything. So I don't like that every 12 inches. It's just kind of leaving a mess. So let's go all the way to every 1 stitch. Now here is where changing your stitch length will make a huge difference for you. So I'm going to go slow so you can see. I've got a twist going on. So that's why we press. And you can see it's almost getting jammed up in there. So I'm going to lengthen my stitch length to, let's say, 4. So you can see now how gathered that is. So that's on every stitch, a stitch length of 4. This is every stitch. And you can see the fabric just overwhelms the ruffler and it's just too thick to even do anything nice. And you can see how bad this edge looks. That's why you want to press it first, right? So press this edge first, edge stitch it, really prep it nicely. So when you're done with your ruffle, you don't have to fight your way back here to an iron. So your foot just pushes on and off. Now your foot may be different. Like with a Bernina foot, it has a separate applicator. But that is the claw that goes over your needle bar. And every once in a while, I want you to check your needle bar, your needle screw to make sure it's tight. Sometimes it will vibrate out with the ruffler. This is that actuator that goes back and forth. That's the claw right there. So Avertech takes a stitch, pushes that fabric in there. This adjusts the depth of your pleat, how far that claw comes back and pushes forward. So that is how simple it is to make an easy ruffle, an easy double ruffle, right? With your sewing machine. So hi, everybody. I couldn't see over there who was saying hello. So that is absolutely beautiful. Any pillow or any craft project would be proud to have that on there, right? So if you have not seen the pillow workshop, amysews.com, you can buy the design by itself, or you could buy the design in the kit. It's for a 10 by 10 hoop, and then it's split 3 ways for a 6 by 10 hoop. There's 3 different words. There's blessed, thankful, and grateful. So, and the workshop includes the pillow class on making these perfect square corners, right? So that's what we're doing with this. So the class is free. You can jump on the class anytime you want. It'll be live on YouTube. But if you want the design or the kit, go to amysews.com. And for the other exciting news, tea-tail ruffles. Thank you, Elaine. That would be gorgeous on the bottom of a tea towel. Absolutely. Bottom of an apron. And heaven forbid, if you have a little girl to sew for, that would be, I was like, oh, I would die. Somehow my Zach little boys don't want ruffles on anything. And then also the exciting news is we are just now getting ready to do the guild at Amy Sews. And what that is, it's just a monthly meeting. You can get on the wait list now at Amy Sews. There's no obligation. So it's going to be a Zoom meeting because this is all about you. You guys get enough of me. But I want you to be able to show your projects so we can talk about it. We're going to bring in a guest speaker, just like you would if you went to a guild somewhere else, except this will be a modern, funky, fun guild. And the best part, there's no trolls and there's no judgment, right? I see so many customers make beautiful things that are scared to death to post them on Facebook or something because they don't want the haters showing up. And I get haters and trolls. And so I imagine you get haters and trolls also. But this Zoom meeting is just so I can see your face, not just your name. And I want you to hold up your projects and be proud of it so we can talk about it. If you need help working through things, we want to be there just as a resource. So you're going to get a monthly meeting. It's going to be about an hour Zoom. It's going to be on the 4th Tuesday of the month. I think it's 7 p.m. So our West Coasters have a little chance to jump in. We're going to offer a guest speaker. And then once you get on the wait list, September's Zoom meeting is no charge. Just want everybody to see what's going on. And then when you join, we have a special gift for you. But it's going to be once a month. So I'm excited about it. It's the Guild Amy Sews. Just get on the wait list. No obligation, right? None. You can just, once I send you the emails, you could go, nope, not doing it. Don't have time for it. But what we do is we want to create just a community, right? Where everybody can show off. I don't care if it's sewing, embroidery, quilting, serging, scan and cut, Mod Podge, whatever you do, it's your chance to kind of show off. And if you have questions, and I'll bring in the experts to answer your questions. So I see Dawn's here. Dawn is does beautiful applique. Dawn, if you want to put the link into your website, you're welcome to do that. And so Dawn has, she was on the cruise with us doing the creative applique. So she has a beautiful website with nice projects. So you can put your link in there, Dawn, if you want to, and they can go check you out. Maybe Dawn would be a great guest one of the Zoom meetings for us, so we can launch the guild. Woo, that's a lot going on. So I know you all have a ruffler because you saw it happen once and you had to have one, which is fine. I want you to bust it out today and play with it. Just remember, when you're doing the double fold, my back piece was an inch larger than my front piece. So the biggest piece is what's on the back and it rolls to the front. So if you want more of this, instead of you cutting 4 inches back here, cut 5 inches. And then you would have like an inch and a half in the front. Okay. Make sure when you sew it, you fold it and press it and then edge stitch it. It's going to give it a very professional finish. Okay. And then, well, eventually, maybe we could do a whole dang class on the ruffler. There's so many amazing feet that our machines use. I probably could do just feet class, one after the other. So pop over to Amy Sews. Make sure you get the design. If not, the class is just going to pop up on the 22nd. You don't have to register for just the class. Get the designs, get the kit if you want. Sign up for the guild at Amy Sews. There's so much going on here. I love my virtual family, and so I want to see your beautiful faces and what you're working on. So, all right, everybody, have a terrific Monday. Have a terrific Monday, because the more you know, perfect, the more you sew. Have a great day, everybody.